Hi, and welcome to week 2 for ECE 410. I'm so excited you're here on our journey, and I just want to give you an overview of what we're going to be talking about this week. So, last week we looked at disability. What is disability? Um, Diving into society's perceptions of disability, models of disability, what disability looks like, and I'm looking forward to reviewing your participation tasks um, to see your insights. So I'm going to share my screen so we can look at week 2. So this is our home screen. And so how do we get to week 2? We can do it two ways. We can click here on our home screen and scroll down and see it says module 2, or we can go here to content. And when we click on content, we come down here, it says module 2, and we see module 2. And of course, we have um, uh, what the outcomes, the learning outcomes for this module is. And we have an assignment due. We'll talk about that in a separate video, as well as some readings, and some videos, readings and watchings. So I'm going to take us before we start back to our course info and look at our graphic syllabus to see where we are again. So we said we're going to talk about the what, the who, and the how of early childhood special education. So we are in module 2, and this is what is special education or what is early childhood special education. So we are still in the what category. So moving back to our content for this week. So, we have some readings about the history of special education, how special education got started, which is very interesting and probably different from what you would expect. Um, although the videos are titled almost the same, they are two different videos. They are both pretty short. So they are not very long, but they are very different videos. So they cover different content, but they are important videos in the context of explaining the history of um, special education. And then we have an overview of early childhood special education. And we start with the video, What is Special Education? And that's here. We have a chapter from Brillante, and she takes us through the difference between early intervention, the Committee on Preschool Special Education, and the Committee on Special Education, which are three organizations that are unique in many ways, similar in many ways, and support young children and families in the special education system. So we talk about special education as a system. This module dives into special education as a system. And these three components or three parts of the system impact young children under the age of 8 with disabilities. So that is the second, in this case, reading the Brillante chapter. We also have a video. This video is from the BMCC library database. You will have to access the BMCC library database to access the video. If you click here, I have another video where I explain how to access the BMCC library database. It's the Canopy database. You can also click on this link document, and I give you step-by-step instructions on how to access it. So you could do either. There's a graphic about special education placement and the special education process. There's also some scenarios for you to read about these different systems. Early intervention, the Committee on Preschool Special Education, what we call CPSE, and CSE, the Committee on Special Education. Then there's a link about what is an IEP, some information about what an IEP is, an individualized educational plan for a child, and the difference between an IEP, an individualized education plan, which is used in CPSE, the Committee on Preschool Special Education, and CSE, the Committee on Special Education. They use IEPs, but early intervention for children 0 to 3 uses individualized family service plans. So, what are the similarities and what are the differences in those documents? This covers that. And then, what is an IEP meeting? What does that look like? This is a mock IEP meeting. So, this is a little bit of an intensive uh, module. There's a lot of content that will hopefully put the pieces together about what is early childhood special education, what are these three systems, what do they do, how do they function in service of children and families. And then we have, I'm going to come back out here and we have our participation task. And you're asked 2 questions. So I invite you to reflect on these questions. Please include specific references to the readings and watchings in this module in your response. And then I give you instructions on how to respond or to a colleague. And in addition, I know that there's a lot of content in this module. So if it helps you to take notes, this is a form that you can use to take some notes. And if that helps you, feel free. It's optional. It's for you. And then in a separate video, I will share information about the reflections paper. So I hope that's helpful. I look forward to seeing your insights in your participation task and happy week too. Be well. Have a great day.